Hello there, I'm Nerabax. Welcome back to our Aston Martin playthrough. We'll be doing the last 3 races before the, halfway point of the season. We're currently awaiting a Canadian Grand Prix here, and we'll get right into it. If you enjoy these videos, do please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Thank you very much. Let's continue. And we are ready with the Canadian Grand Prix. Now we have rain incoming at lap 22, 23. So I'm thinking that we do softs until then, and in terms of the rain, it's going to be quite harsh. So we're going to be going on wets right away, I'm thinking. That's probably going to be the play here. Go and have a quick look at tires. You can see that the softs aren't, well, they don't degrade that much compared to each other. 2/10 from for softs to mediums, as you can see. And we should still be able to stretch them well into the 20s. Competitive for potentially 30 laps. Mediums and hards, on the other hand, as you can see, they don't lose as much degradation, so it's still good. Softs are probably what everyone is going to start on, I would assume, if the AI is clever. Now, in terms of quali, we qualified 11th. As you can see here, we missed out on Q3 by 300s, so that sucks a little bit, but Fernando is doing a good job in this car. Vettel is just not as quick. He's lacking a bit on those pace stats, as I said, so that is our main concern. Now we're going to start on the softs, and we're just going to try and see what we can do. Alonso has been moved up to 10th, though, so someone has taken a penalty.
This is it. We're moments away now at the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out. And away we go!
Alonso's actually lost out here to Norris.
Stay cool, man. You're doing a good job.
Can he... Well, he regained, and more so up into 9th. Vettel has lost the position, sadly. But I still think we should be okay. In terms of tyre usage, we are...
Aston Martin
well,
took a chance,
drew out
and it's
5
paid
cars
off.
on the
Let's see what
softs.
happened there. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car.
Gets 2 cars there by running the inside, which is very, very, a very good move. But yeah, we're gonna speed things up. We can use energy if we feel the need. But for now, I'm thinking we just
Looks like
allow...
Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
we allow the race to develop kind of on its own.
DRS enabled.
And then we can make some moves if we feel the need. Show has done some shenanigans.
had a spin.
Alonso has also done some shenanigans by the looks of things. We'll have to see here if we can make something work. But again, we're in the points as of this stage, and that is really all we could ask for. I do think we are going to give Alonso the overtake, though. I'm pretty sure we can do the same for Vettel here. We can try and get his way up to Tsunoda. And we'll probably just have to harvest if we need to. But for now, it should be okay. Alonso's DRS train goes all the way up to Russell in 5th.
We need to charge DRS. Copy.
Gonna go to harvesting here for both our cars.
We just need to charge up. Copy.
Can he make a move here on Gasly? Looks like he has it in the bag. Very good, but he got re-overtaken, sadly. Twice. That stings, honestly.
Regained a place.
So we could micromanage, but I think we're just gonna speed things along here for the first season. But as you can see with Alonso, or any other driver really that has pace stats, if you just focus on underfloor probably for 2 iterations, and then your wings, you could potentially make them into champs by the end of season 1. In our Williams game, we had Piastri and, you know, another talent. They weren't too...
Rain still coming. Understood.
Let's see how we're looking now, because we don't have the best weather forecast, so we might be screwed by that. But yeah, as I said, you know, Williams said we didn't have someone with as good stats as Alonso, so
Aston Martin with a great play
if we had picked up
They've moved
Alonso
up a
in
place.
Williams, we'd probably do as good, if not better. Now, the AI pitting here is a concern, because there's rain incoming in 3 minutes, and they did not want to stretch the tires, so I don't like to see that. The AI was supposed to be smarter, but that tells me the opposite. So are there going to be more AI pitting now? Yeah, there are. So the AI being clever is probably not accurate. Well, it is, because they actually pitted the correct tire. Now I'm the silly goose, but we're going to go directly to the wets, because again, it's going to be 2-3 laps of worth of intermediate water, and then we're going straight up to the wets here. So we're 21, 24 full wets. So we will be pitting for the wets. We'll see if we can make that work, and we'll see where we come out here after we've gotten everything done. Tire severely overheating. We'll just have to live with that for a couple of laps, and it should still be okay. Paris is still on the hards, that's a concern. And Vettel here actually came out in 13th, so he's done some jumping. Sadly, Alonso probably lost out a bit. We get Norris, but let's see here. If we assume that everyone running into it right now is going to pit, probably will not get the top 3 here. Yeah. Okay. Is that one where you can claim that Magnussen is driving dangerously? Go on, go past him. Can I claim that in under dangerous driving? Okay. So Magnussen is holding us up, making us not jump as well as we could during the pits there, but we're still in a good position. Both our drivers in the points, and that's going to be expensive for us, all things considered. Now, currently the goal is just to make these wets last as long as possible, at least until lap 55 maybe. We also have a safety car, which actually could help us, but it could also harm us. Albon and Stroll are out. I don't see any need to pit.
Sounds like there's been contact.
We don't have anything to gain from that. And I was a little bit too late there to see the race, sorry. See the crash.
Energy's good.
Why are you all pitting? Are you pitting from...
We've got loads of energy. Okay, copy.
Did they pit back to Inters? Is that what's going on? I guess that makes sense though with this. We'll have to see how the track treats the wets now, because potentially that could be bad for us.
Safety car will be in this.
But I guess that's a gamble that kind of makes sense. But I'm still a little bit uncertain what if that gamble is going to be worth it here. Let's go push on fuel. We have a lot to spare after that safety car. And let's see how this restart goes. Alonso had a good one. Vettel is still up in 8th though. And the others are actually hitting. So Alonso here could actually do a huge favor to Verstappen. So lap times, again, tires are overheating.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Thing is, they will be pitting again, so if we can just kind of cling on here,
Really?
we're still in a good position. That's the thing, because they will go from
McLaren
intermediates back to
gain the
wets again.
position.
So we are losing out by well, 3 seconds, 6 seconds a lap potentially. So we probably should have pitted too, but I'm invested in the strategy now. 3 laps, 18 seconds to the top, but then again, we don't care about the top. We're not trying to fight for podiums. We are trying to fight for, well, just points basically. And we're still in a good position for that.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
Vettel is losing out though, which is just how things are really.
Advance the race position.
Can also go aggressive here now on these tires. They are severely overheating, but they aren't degrading super fast, so we'll go aggressive. We'll try and give that a go. Let's see if we can cling on to, say, Bottas here up to 5th.
McLaren with a great overtake.
Because, okay. So we sucked in terms of the weather forecast. We could pit now for Inters. We're probably going to have to, really. And That's on me though. I should check the forecast a bit earlier, but we were expecting it to go back to you know, full wet conditions, but it didn't. That's on me. So Alonso's now down at 15, Vettel in 17th, and in general we just gonna have a bad day.
Rain, all clear.
Yeah, copy.
Okay. So we know that it won't rain in 70s. 2 minutes, 70% chance. Yeah, the weather forecast can be a hit or miss here, especially as low as we are. So that sucks. And we probably should just mirror the AI going onto the inters, but then again, I thought it would be 4 or 5 laps into before we were back on the full wet again. That's on me.
Track is pretty dry, so don't damage these tyres, especially high speed.
Copy.
Honestly, we're going to be pitting soon, so there's nothing that stops us from going attack and just burning them to the ground. The others are already starting to pit. I'm thinking we do the same. Get onto... Would the softs last to the end? They should easily last to the end, so we're definitely going on softs for both our drivers. Vettel has an extra soft because he bombed out in Q1. And Alonso has a scrub soft that he can use. I know your tire's overheating. We don't care. We just want to try and push through and get a decent setup here. Go back to standard. Everything else can be as is. Gonna have to do the same here for Vettel. I know your tires are severely overheating. This is what they would have gone with full attack. And we're going to go to standard for Vettel too. It's just the easier choice. Safety car could potentially help us. Could also be bad for us. Vettel has actually crashed.
Take a look now. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. Dear me, they won't have been...
At least he didn't fly back onto the track, but I'm curious what kind of damages he suffered.
Copy.
Let's just conserve harvest and then we can try and use overtake for the last couple of laps here. Terminal damage to chassis. Okay, so some damage has happened. Now, is Alonso actually going to be able to get to the back of the grid before the safety car is in? It looks like it's going to be a bit touch and go here. Just barely made it. Gonna give him overtake and see what we can do here in these next 2 laps.
Safety car will be this time. Okay, copy. Make sure we get a good restart. Copy.
Just send it up the inside. F1
Okay, energy's
2022
good.
style, the racing game. Get back to neutral here. We
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
probably are gonna have to
DRS is enabled.
harvest a little bit at some point too. But if we manage to somehow fight our way up into the points, so that would be epic. So let's gamble. We're gonna give the overtake here 50%. And we're gonna have to harvest a bit here now. Hopefully we can hold on to that 13th place while doing so. I guess Vettel heard me saying that his bonus was expensive and then he decided to make the car crash the expensive thing. But we'll have to see what the damages are once we get back to the garage, really. I think just running in neutral here is the best thing I can do. Let the driver do things on his own. Just too much of a DRS train. You can see here, it's up to Magnussen, DRS train. So, I don't think we're going to make anything happen here, sadly, but it's still a good race. It's up to me, though, because I didn't check the weather too often. I should check it more often, seeing how we were looking in terms of the rain, of course, but that's on me, really. In terms of the other team's finishes, Bottas in 5th is what you'd expect from Alpha. Red Bull wins. Paris 7th. Mercedes with a 2nd and 6th finish. Ferrari with the 3-4. And we have Gasly, Magnussen, and Ricciardo finishing out the points. So Haas is actually on the board now, I believe. Gasly moves up to 8th. Bottas to 6th. And in terms of constructors, Haas is on the board. And we'll hopefully see Alpine and McLaren score points again, because we kind of do want to try and get them down to 8th again for more safety time. Again, I'm a bit unsure what we want to do, because if we really want to, if we develop a car, we could potentially have Alonso winning a race here before the end of the season. It is actually a possibility. But I don't know if we want to slow things down, do research, or do design. Basically, do I want to power through and not upgrade my facilities, or do I want to sit back, upgrade the facilities a little bit, and play from there? I'm a bit uncertain. We made almost $200,000 extra, which is nice. And we're going to have a look here now on Vettel's car, because he did destroy his suspension here, as you can see, among other things. So, let's check car 1, powertrain. The gearbox had been destroyed. This was basically a 90 plus before it crashed. This one was also around 90. Engine was about 80%, I think, so didn't take as big of a hit, but still, it is not great. Let's just say it like that. Other than that, I think we are still good. Just double checking that everything is, put on the car. We should, however, probably manufacture a couple more front wings here. We only have 2 to go on. 2 spares, if you will. And as I said, I'm a little bit unsure what we want to do. Because potentially we could power through with design, or we could build for the future. That is basically the crossroads that we are currently standing on. I could develop facilities for future, as I said. I could focus on something else. It's basically very, very difficult to guess right now. Again, also we could go with trying to get our team hub up and running, trying to get our race sim up and running. Again, this is an important building. It helps level up your drivers more efficiently, which makes it very important. Team hub too, important, levels up your staff more efficiently. But what I'm thinking is, we go all in on car, and if we go all in on design this season, if I say hadn't done these 2 research projects and gone straight into design, we could probably challenge for a few race wins towards the end of the season. But what I'm thinking is, we build a car for next season, we do dominantly there. Again, I'm just testing. This is a testing save, basically. We'll maybe do a save later on with some more limitations on sliders, way to do things and so. But I am going back and forth a bit because I'm uncertain what will be more fun to do. That's generally it. So I'm thinking what we do is probably keep 1 slot for design. We do focus on research for this year, and we get our facilities up and running for next year. Try not to score too good, if you will. And I think that would still be fun. We can do another save game where we go a little bit more aggressively, maybe. So let's upgrade our wind tunnel here. Should be okay. And I've now made the... Well, I haven't made the decision per se. I'm thinking that we do go a little bit more into playing for next season rather than this one. Although it would be fun going for this one. We could probably do another, like a one-off. See if we can make Aston Martin the champions over the course of the season. That could be fun. But I'm a bit unsure if that's the play we want to make for this one. If we want any longevity. Suspension has been designed. Very good. Front wing has also been designed. Sorry, manufactured, not designed. And we're going to manufacture 4 of these. We're going to make a new project here. Could do underfloor. We'll get new ATR period in a day. So, as you can see, the currently fitted one, if we do this, we would gain already a huge boost. So if we do this, you can see how this underfloor would just become magical on our car. What I'm thinking we'd do if we do this is that we go rushed. If we want to challenge for, you know, this season, we'll go rushed. But, yeah, it's tempting. It's very tempting to just do it in one. But I am thinking of streaming the McLaren game. We might do that for that. But for this ATR period, we're going to also wait until we get the facilities made, maybe? How long is it until the CFD here is done? 18 days. So we can wait for the upgrade on the CFD before we do anything for the underfloor, if you will. So we're going to design or research a different part. I think we're going to design one. Thinking we design a chassis, maybe. And we do it like we usually do. We don't care for cooling right now. It can harm us because, again, cooling might be affecting, from what I've read, both engine wear but also fuel usage. Lower cooling could lead to more fuel use, which is hard to test, honestly, so I don't know. I'm thinking we do a chassis, we do it in tense as we usually do, and after that is done, we can do an underfloor. We'll do it probably on intense again, and that'll be our underfloor ready for next season, basically. Gearbox in poor condition? Well, that is due to, you know, you whacking it into the wall. Honestly, I don't know what I want to invest for this, man. Still haven't checked what is the best investment, so let's just put 2 in medium for now. We have a point here for this man too, underfloor. And no points for our race engineers. Battle's contract ends soon. I guess we'll renew it towards the end of the season, probably. Guess it should be okay. Yeah, we'll do that towards the end of the season. It should still be okay to do so. Well, renegotiating isn't a bad idea if we get rid of the top 10 means money out my window thing. Railwing research has been completed, so again, I'm thinking we do, as I said, we're gonna focus research this season. We're gonna be designing a chassis, some side pods, some suspension, because it's just quicker doing that with intense design. And for the railwing here, we already have some gains due to putting in extra time. Sorry, CFD time. So I'm thinking we just keep on working railwing, working front wing through this, and that should help us out a bit. We aren't gaining too much, as you can see. It's just 4%. So again, manufacturing them with intense is the quickest way, but this is a way for us to upgrade our facilities while also doing so. We could also try and get a higher result here, but everything has constant drawbacks, and that is why I keep on doubting myself and going back and forth with myself like this. So I should probably just have made the decision before I started recording, before, you know, everything was happening here, but I didn't, and that is why I'm a little back and forth. But now that we're going to do research to the end of this part, or to the halfway point of the season, and then I'd like to hear some suggestions. We might even just start over to try and do things more efficiently, but in general, side would be the way to go forward here. We're going to put one driver in Q2. We're going to go for one driver in top 15. And although that's very, you know, what's it called? Careful. We should still be okay with it. In terms of car development report, we are moving up in the world, as you can see. So that is good. But what I want to do here is see if that suspension has been made. And it's been made for one of our cars. I'm thinking we slap this on Vettel's car, since he's the one currently struggling a bit. And with that, we're off to the British Grand Prix. Here we are in Silverstone. As you can see, we're starting 16th and 14th, which is good. Sadly, Vettel didn't make it into Q2. And Alonso didn't do too well in Q2, but still, it's a good starting point. We're going to be going softs, medium, mediums, and the same for Alonso. The thing to keep in mind here is that Silverstone currently has fuel issues, so we're actually going to, well, over fuel, if you will, just a little bit, by 1.5 laps worth, and we're just going to run normal here, standard, and see how quickly that fuel delta gets drained.
The drivers have now taken position on the... Hold on tight! It's the British Grand Prix! It's lights out, and away we go!
Is it lights out there? Wait a minute, it's Britain, dude. I just need to make sure there wasn't wet incoming. Currently though, Alonso is in a good position, Vettel is too. Might even be able to send it on Ricciardo here. As you can see, those softs do help out quite a bit here, especially early
Aston Martin
early game.
with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
You can see currently plus 2.9 kilograms of fuel. Let's see how it looks towards, well, in 5-10 laps time, basically. So I believe this is one of the races where you have a tendency to... Right, Vettel is behind Alonso. Could potentially run out of fuel, which would be a bit sucky.
DRS will be active.
Let's just leave things as it is. Again, I have decided that we'll be trying to do an 8 finish this year, and then do a perfect streak next year, if you will. Also did move up 1.1 position. Can it catch up to Norris though is the big question, and looking at this, it looks rather doubtful.
Is that a lockup?
We're actually gaining fuel though, that's a bit surprising to me. Go ahead and go push. Because in the Williams save we were losing fuel here, so guess that was due to the Red Bull engine, now I think about it. What is the difference in lap time between me and McLaren? About 0.2. Currently though we're still alright. It's not a great position to be in, but it's not a bad one either. They are on different strategies, just off by 1 lap. So we can do this a bit easier. So let's get Vettel in early. Hopefully he'll come out ahead of Albon. But that's going to be a bit difficult to guarantee.
Box.
Vettel came out
Okay, box.
decent size, well, decent length ahead of Albon. And hopefully now our drivers will be able to DRS each other forwards. And potentially we'll be able to get some overtakes done. But looks kind of doubtful really. The medium runners all... The only one is basically Ricciardo.
Sounds like a spin.
Beefy with the spin.
I think there's been a lockup.
Actually managed to jump Stroll, Schumacher, and well, them. We're also going to try and see if we can jump Ricciardo here. In terms of lap times, we are a little bit quicker than the hard runners. Well, Magnussen, not any other hard runner, but we're definitely a bit quicker than Ricciardo here by a second. So we are gaining, and we've actually come up to the back of him, and now he's pitting. And he's probably going to go in the hards, and he's not going to do another pit stop. We will, though. Which could actually be our doom here. Because the loss from hard to... well, the difference between the tires isn't that great.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
What we could do here is go attack and burn the tires down. But again, it doesn't seem like it really does too much for lap times, I feel like.
I think we've had a car run wide.
So for now, I think we're happy with just allowing Stroll to pull us along. We could pit for, again, a new set of mediums. And we're probably going to have to. And we're going to allow Vettel to do one extra lap out before we pit him, so we don't double stack. Not the best strategy I ever had, in all honesty, but we'll have to see. Now, I've been on this menu for a long time, which means that we could potentially have some fuel issues here. Seems like the fuel issue is generally with Red Bull engines, maybe, because we do not have a lot of engine cooling. So, judging by this, I guess the way to balance the engines is by making some of them have issues on certain tracks, which would be quite diabolical, in all honesty. Let's see, we can jump Schumacher. We did not jump Stroll, though. 15 and 16 is not what we're looking for. Well, Alonso got past Stroll, and then he got overtaken again. But still not a great result, all things considered. We actually didn't need the extra fuel, but I thought I might, because again, on the Williams there, we suffered a lot here. Running conserve on both of these didn't really help us at all. Also, is moving upward here, past Show. Stroll has made a way up to 12 on those softs. Show is still giving us a fight.
Just moved up a place.
But again, we're not fighting for points, so unless we're up in the 10s, it's not really a big deal. But this might actually get on our feet a little bit back down on the ground, which is actually a good thing, all things considered. 16th and potentially 14th.
Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
I believe we finished where we started, which is an alright result. Ferrari 1-3, good for them. 2-4 for Red Bull. 5-7 for Mercedes is a bit disappointing. AlphaTauri with 6th, Alpine with 8th, Bottas 9th, AlphaTauri 10th as well, which is actually good for us. It means they should be moving past us in the championship. Drivers, Russell moves up to 6th, Ocon up to 10th. Constructors, we have Alpine moving up, as I said, 2 places. Now we just need McLaren to score points and us not to score too many. In terms of development, same as usual. We have Hauke getting his and the others getting theirs. Getting a little bit extra money this race, which is good to see. 1.1 million. 200,000 extra here to, 1.3 extra millions of money. Very good at our current stage. We're gonna need 2030 to upgrade the design center once it's done. And I'm thinking that we actually do try and get the renewal here on Vettel's contract. As you can see, he has a 14 million salary. How much did we offer Alonso? 5.5 million, Jesus. Vettel does have quite the expensive salary, all things considered. I like to keep him around, but it's just quite the price here. So let's see if we up this to say 15 million a season. Give him a 3-season contract. Because we want to try and keep him again. I want to see if I can make the old guard 1-2 in the championship of well, not maybe next season, maybe the season after that, we'll have to see. Let's see how he feels about this. He has very high patience. And we might have to just pay him a lump sum here to make him feel like this is okay. He's happy with this. He wants a longer contract. Okay. Let's try this. See how he feels about the 4 seasons. And we'll also try and give him, I guess, 500,000. See how it feels about that, because what I want to get rid of is that race target bonus top 10, because next season he's probably going to be in top 10 for most of the races. That would be an extra 30 million at Eh. Okay, so it actually costs us money to update this contract right now by 4 million. We can probably sign him again after the end of the season, and if not, then we're just gonna have to suffer then. Thing is, will our car be good enough that he will be in the top 10 towards the end of the season? Probably. For now, we'll take another thinker. So Silverstone didn't go as we expected, but nothing we can do about that. Race prep preview, and currently in terms of development, this project is going to turn into under floor design project. It just gives you more expertise, really. With it's weird, really, because I didn't see the expertise being that high. I think on the Williams save, so they might have done something that means now intense design with CFD and MFD is even more powerful than what it used to be, which would be insanity, really. Q2, one driver in top 15, should be doable. Fastest lap, we're not going to try for that one even. And with that, we're off to Austria. Hello there, welcome to the Austrian Grand Prix. As you can see, we have a bit of a special strategy on hand here. We're going full attack for both the drivers on soft start. That's because we are expecting rain. Now, here's the thing, we can expect wets here. Generally, according to what we were expected, but it's pretty close. And last time we were this close, we kind of got screwed. So I think we are going to wait and see what the AI does and just mirror that, because our weather center is just that shit. So with that said, we're going to go attack, we're going to push the fuel, we're going to go overtake from the get-go for both of our drivers here, and we're going to try and make something work on the first soft stint.
The crowd are ready, the cars are ready. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go!
Also starts 13, Vettel 17th, 18th, I don't actually remember. So, oh, let's see if we can get some moves made here. Alonso already made one on Stroll. And looks like there's a lot of hard.
Good job.
Okay, so here we see once again the AI not thinking ahead, because rain is coming at, I think, lap 8.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Yeah, like 7, 8, 9, 10 latest. So if you take that into consideration, you can see how running hards might not be a good idea, but it is fun to see our cars go up the field like this with ease. Now, in terms of tire performance, soft to medium, there's about a 310 difference. Medium to hard, another 310s.
With a great play there.
So we basically have 610s during these first couple of laps, advantage over the hard runners if we run standard. If we run attack, you would guess that we have a little bit more. So we'll have to see how things progresses here. Alonso's up into the points, fighting Ocon too. And I'm thinking we'd go a little bit of a harvest here now because we are running low. Fuel is still looking good. And we'll be able to regain fuel during the rainy period, so I'm okay with the current situation. Let's go back to neutral. Also up into 9th, I believe a driver had a little bit of an accident. Multiple cars have crashed, Verstappen and Schumacher.
Sounds like a few cars have crashed.
How did that
Let's
happen?
take a closer look. Now here we see Max Verstappen.
Oh, Verstappen is in a... He's in a bad sandwich there between two Williams and a Haas.
Oh, big lock up there.
Now, both of our drivers are getting up here, and we have damp track now. I have a feeling this is gonna drop again. Like, these are too close to each other. And I have a feeling this is just a forecast center being silly. And we have moderate rain, we have moderate light. Again, we have 60% accuracy. But it doesn't feel like we have 60% accuracy. It feels like we have 20. Judging by the last time we had wet, so... This would, in theory, be wet because, again, orange line below blue. But... Currently, we are here. And it's 1.27. So... I don't know if I trust it. I think we're going to gamble here and go intermediates and maybe do another pit stop if it doesn't work. Because again, I'm doubting the system. And let's see what the AI does. Did we screw up the double stack there? Oh yeah, we did. 37 seconds and 40 seconds for pitting. Well, the AI is also going intermediate, so that should probably tell us everything we need to know. But what happened there? Why did we spend so long in the pits? The pit stops themselves weren't that slow. I know your tires are overheating. I've already tuned them down. You should be okay. And the AI is also all on intermediate, so I'm expecting this to be, yeah, there we go, the dip below. I hate it. This isn't 60% level of accuracy. Because the tops that remain there aren't as high as they're telling. It's like, oh,
there's been a lockup.
it's 60%, but the parts that are correct are the parts that we do not tell you about. That's how I feel, so it's a bit annoying. We're gonna have to go balance it on fuel. Hopefully we can regain that half kilogram we're missing for Vettel. That 100 gram we're missing for Alonso. And we have a virtual safety car. Schumacher has done another one.
Who's that just crashed? Here's the replay.
Perez has been
So
involved.
let's look at this. There's Sergio Perez.
Okay. Okay, that's that just looks like road rage, honestly.
Virtual safety car.
And honestly, I probably should just get Vettel a new contract without the bonus. Really, I'll save money on that in the long run.
Track is pretty dry, so don't damage these tyres, especially high speed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at the limit here. So what I'm guessing then is that they've changed things a bit,
DRS will
but
be active.
yeah. This what, like the up and down, it doesn't really make too much sense to me. Fuel though, we're on the back on the positive side. We're gonna run a little bit of a extra here. But yeah, I do not like the current changes to wets, I guess. Magnussen is parked. Penalties. What we see Verstappen
There's
again.
been contact and several cars involved. Let's have a look. Now just focus on the Haas.
I'm worried because we are in the picture. Oh yeah, we are in the picture. Vettel has been bonked, a minor damage to front wing. I say we let him keep on running. And we'll see how exactly that damage has an effect on lap times, if you will.
No DRS.
Let's compare his lap times to Alonso. He's quicker. Slower. A little bit slower again. I think that minor damage is okay. We can change it out of the wing if we want to later, but for now it's okay. This though is concerning because according to this is 2 millimeters. This too was 2 millimeters. So again, the water on track line doesn't make any sense at the moment. Which is very, very weird to me. But yeah, for now we're going to allow Vettel to just run as he is. Alonso is also doing good. Probably won't be able to chase down Gasly and Bottas, but should still be alright.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
But once again, we have the problem that
Who's running wide there?
do I want to push, make us end up high on the sheets like last season to get better, attract better staff, and get more money, or should I just stay where we are to get more development going? It's a hard one. It's a very hard one. Currently, though, we're looking okay. Vettel is still holding on to 10th, even with his damage.
Is that
So,
a lockup?
I'd say we're okay. Water-wise, it's, again, not a lot of change here. We can make these last to the end if we really want to, so... Vettel running wide there, but didn't actually lose anything, which
That
is,
sounds like someone's gone wide there.
which
Let's
is actually
take
good.
a look at the replay. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel.
Ran a little
Goodness
bit
me.
wide, but he recovered. Didn't lose anything. A little bit of time, didn't lose any positions. Paris, though, is going to be a scary one to deal with. Same with both Verstappen and Paris behind us. Alpine up in 4th, Gasly in 6th, plus Hamilton leading, so far this has actually been quite an interesting race if you take that into consideration, but both Paris and Verstappen has had
I
accidents,
think
which
we've had a car run wide.
has hurt them, and now they put Vettel down into 12th here.
Red Bull moved up.
We have a safety car. Do I want to pit for new intermediates, I guess? Ricciardo's out. This will once again be a gamble because, again, according to the forecast, that should be a little bit more. We could take an advantage, take a chance and try and pit. It's 15 laps to go. I do not know the tire degradation on the wets, really. Because we don't have that. So I assume it's very low, if not non-existent. It's a bit weird one. Let's just stay out as for now. If the eye does the same, we're still good.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
But this does bunch up the field, which is actually bad for us because that means we have Paris and Verstappen now, but right behind us, breathing down our necks, which is not what you like to see. We're going to keep everything neutral. We could go push though. We should have done that earlier.
I think someone's run wide.
Alonso can do a little bit of harvesting. He's caught up. We'll do the same once Vettel gets here.
Safety car will be in this lap.
Okay, copy.
Well, Vettel didn't get too much harvesting done because I was going a little bit too quick. Now, on the restart here, things are going to be a bit awkward, I think. Because again, we have
Up on the track?
not only the Red Bulls, but we even have a Mercedes breathing down our neck now. Vettel should get Albon, I think, even with the difference in tyre wear. Well, they're basically the same. Damage to the front wing, I guess is more likely then. And Alonso is doing a good job here, so I don't know if I want him to, say, try and push up and catch up to Bottas and Gasly and maybe try and overtake. Probably should have done this earlier, all things considered, but it's a potential move that we could make here. See if we can harvest. Can we keep up? Nope, but we moved up because someone, Gasly, had a little bit of a an off.
Energy's good.
Yeah, copy, mate.
With that, we can try another overtake. 2 laps to go.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
And we're actually ahead here, so we're actually going to defend instead. See what energy we have to defend. Let's go full on attack and just go to the end.
Copy.
For Vettel, we can go overtake, we can go attack, see if he can get one position up. And so far he has. But yeah, 6th place for Alonso, not bad. I didn't trust the weather forecast and it paid off, which is scary now that I think about it. Hamilton wins. Leclerc and Sainz for Ferrari, 2nd and 4th. Alpine gets a podium with Ocon. Bottas 5th. We go 6th. 7th for Mercedes. 8th and, well, that's it for Red Bull really. 9th for Stroll, for Alpine. 10th for AlphaTauri. With that, we have a couple of changes here. Ocon moves up in the championship against a bunch of points. Bottas 2 moves up 1 position. They is equal now with Russell in points. And in terms of constructors, Alpine moves up past AlphaTauri. We are kind of cementing our position here in 7th, so it's a weird one. I want to get... I enjoy racing, But at the same time, we don't want to get too good of a result here, which is a weird one. There's a balance here. We earn a little bit extra money. It is fairly decent. With that, we're at the end of part 3 out of 6 here for Season 1 with Aston Martin. This included, we've done well so far. We're up into 7th already. We haven't actually made that many upgrades. We've done a little bit of research. I'm thinking we'd do an underfloor again, design one, just get it up there working. But at the same time, I don't really want to do too well, if you will, because I kind of want to retain the CFD mile hours we have. Like even 4th would be kind of bad. Honestly, 8th is also not great. I'd like to have the 10th here in terms of you know, the testing given, but we can't really get that. So it's just how things are. But yeah, with that in mind, we have ended the first season here. I'm sorry that I've been so indecisive, because it's basically if we want to push or not. That's what we're getting at here. But as you can see there, with the intense design, all of our CFD and mile hours into the underfloor, we gained 15% expertise. And as you can see, even if we design a new one now without anything, it would still be a huge gain for us. So we make another intense one. Next season, our underfloor will probably be quite a good one. But let's have a quick look here on how we score on the underfloor already. So as you can see, underfloor, drag reduction 7th, low speed downforce 5th. We're lacking a little bit in the other things here, but still good. Rear wing, we haven't actually made one yet, but our front wing, 7th in low speed. So we are getting there, but as you can see, we're also using the weakest engine. So we'll have to see here. It's a weird one, but I'm thinking we are gonna focus mainly on next season. We're gonna just be doing the sign also, because it's just that much more efficient. And research, I think they might have made a bit of a mistake here with the balancing, because I don't remember it being design having that much of an advantage over research earlier. But design has always had an advantage as long as you run intense. It's far more expensive though, so it depends on how you want, what you want to focus on. If you want to focus facilities, run research. If you want to focus on your car performance, run intense design. The research part is there just to make up the losses during regulations, really. So thank you for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed, and I do hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.